Now we take numerical on the same. So I'll be sharing screen from, now keep this content in your mind while we are doing the numerical. So I'm sharing the question from another slide. Now let's see this question over here. So it goes somewhat like this. In making a time study of a laboratory technician performing an analysis of processed food in a canning factory, the following times were noted for a particular operation. So if the technician's performance has been rated at 120%, that is more than the standard, and the company policy for allowances is stipulated at 13%. That means these allowances can be 13%. So we have to determine the normal time and the standard time, and we have to also see that we have to take care of those readings which are falling 50% above and 25% below the average, and they can be considered as abnormal, or they cannot be, the readings which are below 25% and above 50%, they are to be neglected, just for the simple reason that they are not considered to be a standard. Either the person is actually very slow and below average, and one is above average, you can say. So let's see here now. I would want you to take a photograph of this slide, because we'll be using this data subsequently. So take a photo of this slide. Now what you see over here is the operation time, and there are 24 readings which have been taken. Now quickly, can you go can you find the average of this? Take the photo of it. I'll share in the group also. Now what is the next thing that you need to do is, uh, we need to find out average. We can, let's say we represent it by T average. T average. So T average will be summation of the operation times, or we can also say cycle time, divided by the number of times the observations have been taken. So summation of all the observed times.
So you have stopped presenting the screen.
Yeah, okay, you can also do that. I mean, I'm sharing it now. But then, so summation of the observed time divided by the number of cycles.
20.04.
Yeah, that's number of times the cycles have been observed. So this is 481 divided by 24. So it comes out as 20.04 seconds. Now, what other thing is given is that we have to find out the readings which are 50% above and 25% below. So what are those readings? So 25% above the average, I mean, and 25% below the average, and 50% above the average. So you can say if this is your distribution, so we can, and this is your T average. So 25% below average and 50% above average readings have to be neglected when I'm using the average time. So that means this is not my actual average time which I'll be using, but first I have to remove the readings. So can you tell the what are these values? You will have to use the table which I've sent in the group. So quickly have a look at it and let me know. This is 20.045. So 50% above 50% is you can say 1.5 T average is 30 seconds. So this is 30 seconds and 0.75 of T average is 15 seconds. So this is your 15 seconds. So all the values which are lower than 15 seconds and greater than 30 seconds are to be neglected, and then we have to find the average again. So we can say T dash average as the one which is representing those times which are lying between 15 seconds and 30 seconds. So can you tell the T average now? I'll give you some time to do that. If there is there anyone who's having a doubt, please ask. Okay, you're taking too much time. Is there any problem?
19.17.
Okay, just a second. I can give the attendance also. 19.2 is what we are getting. So that is the summation was 441 by 23. So one observation was deleted actually.
तो 15 वाले को कंसीडर करना पड़ेगा सर, इसको नेग्लेक्ट करेंगे.
Over time multiplied with 120 is the rating. So subsequently what we get is 23.04 seconds. See, there's a
सर लैग हो रहा है आपकी तरफ से शायद.
Yeah, actually, I got disconnected. So we got this normal time. See, there's a difference, a very minor difference between normal time and basic time is that this term 19.2, when we are using average of multiple readings to find out the basic time, we refer to as normal time. While if we are talking about basic time, we generally do it for a single worker. So for a if you are looking for a collective representation, we use normal time, and if you are looking for an individual representation, we use the word basic time. Okay. So right. So this is coming out as 23.04 for this collective group. So the next thing is I have to find out the standard time.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
सर ये जो रीडिंग हमने लिए ये एक ही वर्कर के अलग अलग टाइम पे हैं, अलग अलग वर्कर्स की हैं, क्योंकि सर अपन परफॉर्मेंस सेटिंग की 120% ले रहे हैं तो एक ही परसेंट का होगा ना
या
सर, ये एक ही परसेंट की रीडिंग है ना अलग अलग टाइम पे.
No, actually, if you मैं screenshot भेजता हूँ तुम्हें उसका. I mean, just sending the screenshot in the group. Now you look at it. It is written if the technician's performance has been rated at 120% and the company policy for allowance is stipulated at 13%. So yeah, what we mean to say is इसको आप ब्रॉडर सेंस में भी देख सकते हैं. हालांकि ये प्रॉब्लम में एक इंडिविजुअल वर्कर के लिए ही किया गया है, बट देन अगर सी नॉर्मल टाइम लिखने का एक ये भी रीजन है मेरा कि आई वांटेड टू ब्रिंग दिस इनटू पिक्चर दैट at times you may see the word basic time, at times you may see the word normal time. Okay, so in this case of course there's single worker, but had it been multiple workers, okay, आप एक ग्रुप का भी स्टैंडर्ड टाइम निकालना चाह सकते हैं. That's quite possible, although it does not make much I mean, because every individual will have different capabilities, and then we are finding out using the rating over here where you a complete group you are rating it as 120. See, it's quite possible. दोनों सिनेरियो हैं. आप इंडिविजुअल के लिए भी इसको यूज कर सकते हैं, या आप इसको एक ग्रुप के लिए भी यूज कर सकते हैं. ओके, सो लेट्स अज्यूम ये एक ग्रुप के लिए दिया हुआ था. अगर ये एक इंडिविजुअल पर्सन के लिए दिया हुआ है जैसे यू जस्ट पॉइंटेड आउट, तो ये बेसिक टाइम लिखेंगे हम उसको वहां पे. ओके, सो एम आई क्लियर ओवर हियर? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, आपको कोई कंफ्यूजन है तो बता दीजिए. देयर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन, वेरी माइनर डिफरेंस बिटवीन नॉर्मल टाइम एंड बेसिक टाइम. कैन वी गो अहेड?
सर हम ग्रुप के लिए, एक्सक्यूज मी सर.
हाँ, बताओ.
सर हम ग्रुप के लिए करेंगे तो 120% वो मतलब सबके लिए सेम परफॉर्मेंस रेटिंग, मतलब उसी ग्रुप को लेने के लिए
वही बोल रहा था.
रेटिंग सेम है.
इट में नॉट बी. आपने यूं मान लीजिए कि आपने कुछ ऑलरेडी सॉर्ट आउट कर रखे हैं लोग विच आर 120. ठीक है, विच ऑलरेडी आर 120. आप उनके लिए स्टैंडर्ड टाइम पूरे ग्रुप के लिए भी एक निकाल सकते हैं. मेरा यही कहने का मतलब है कि अगर आप यहाँ पे 120 लिख रहे हैं, that means that group, whole complete group should be representing 120 rating.
ओके सर.
ठीक है. So standard time हो गया, normal time and the allowances. So 23.04 and the allowances are given as I think 13%, right? So 13% would be 2.99. So yes, that's how we get the standard time, 26.03 seconds. Any doubts in this? Okay, so let's take one more small problem. So assuming that the total observed time for an operation of assembling an electric switch is around 1 minute. So total observed time, let's say 1 minute. If the rating is 120% of the normal time, and allowances of 10% can be as 10% as allowance. So we have to then find out the standard time. So observed time or selected time, some people may say selected time also. So it is coming out as 1 minute. And now if I have to find out the normal time or basic time, it will be observed time rating. So 1.2 minutes, right? And the allowance is 10% of basic time or normal time. So 0.12 minutes. And then standard time is 1.32 minutes with that performance. Yeah. Now we go ahead and we talk about the relaxation allowance. So we have not talked about relaxation allowance. So we'll be talking about different allowances now. So relaxation allowance, they are calculated so as to allow the worker to recover from fatigue. And it is an addition of basic time intended to provide the worker with the opportunity to recover from uh, psychological and physiological effects. So, I mean, mentally and physically, you need to relax, so that relaxation allowance is provided. And the amount of relaxation allowance depends on the nature of the job. If it is too mentally taxing or physically taxing, then higher allowances may be given in terms of magnitude 3 to 5%, like that. So we can say, I think we already talked about it earlier also, that types of relaxation allowances are fixed allowances and the variable allowances. I think it will be repetition if I again tell the same thing again. So we go ahead and we come to setting time standards with machines. So this I can remove. Till now, what we have, the calculations which we have done or the talks which we have done are mostly related with the worker, considering that worker is the whole and soul involved in the task which he's doing, and we have not considered the role of machine in it. So in this chapter, this is chapter 24, we talk about the role of machines in the calculation and the allowances. So when we talk about machine utilization, There are several terms which we should be considering, like machine maximum time, machine available time, machine available time, machine idle time, machine ancillary time, machine downtime, and machine running time. So these are several times which we have to consider. Some are very evident, like machine maximum time, that is the maximum time for which machine runs, or you can say, uh, or not runs, you can say this machine has a capacity of producing 100 units. So, and one unit, it's going to take 5 minutes. So, uh, in one shift, how many it can produce, something like that. Not considering anything else, it continuously runs, starts at 8 o'clock and ends at whatever time when the shift gets over. So maximum you can say maximum time which this machine has the capacity to run. Okay. And then machine available time, you can say, is the time for which the machine is actually available to work, because there may be cleaning times and there may be setup times and all the other times. So the available time, maybe if it's a 8-hour shift and the morning you have to set up the machine, it takes half an hour. And before the shift ends, you have to close the machine half an hour before. So in a way, you will only have 7 hours, right? Then machine idle time. So if it's an assembly line, it's quite possible that machine remains idle waiting for workpieces to come in. So that is your machine idle time. Ancillary time is the time which goes in you can say setups, और preparing the peripheral जो उसके आसपास की जो एनवायरनमेंट को सेट करने में आपको टाइम लगता है, वो एंसिलरी टाइम है. देन मशीन डाउन टाइम, कि कितने टाइम मशीन को मेंटेनेंस में लगता है. हो सकता है वो हर उसमें कुछ रिप्लेसमेंट मांगती हो मशीन हर शिफ्ट में, तो वो डाउन टाइम में आता है. एंड एक्चुअल मशीन रनिंग टाइम. नाउ वी विल सी दैट हाउ it changes, how maximum machine time and the maximum machine time and machine running time, how are they different. So I'm sharing another screen. It's an interesting slide actually. You would find it amusing as well. So you can see over here that your maximum machine maximum time, you can say, that is the whole time for which as promised के आप, it's like average जो आप कोई कार खरीदते हैं या बाइक खरीदते हैं, तो इन आइडियल कंडीशंस वो बोलते हैं कि आपको 80 किलोमीटर पर आवर, या सॉरी 80 किलोमीटर पर लीटर आपको एवरेज देगी बाइक. सो इट्स समथिंग लाइक दैट कि ये इसकी मैक्सिमम कैपेसिटी है मशीन की, ये इतना टाइम आपको रन करके दे सकती है मशीन. देन यू हैव certain time in which the machine does not produce. So your machine available time, if you add that time not worked, then that machine that comes out as machine maximum time. And then in the available time as well, if certain overtime is someone is doing an overtime, then overtime basically means that in an 8-hour shift you are doing 1 hour overtime. So that is your overtime which has been it. But anyway, that's not related with the discussion right now, overtime. But then let's see here. In the machine available time, you have machine running time. In that, so this available time could be like 7 hours. In that 7 hours, 5 hours machine is running. Then your machine is idle in some part of that. Some part of that goes in arranging the environment, and some part of that goes in the maintenance. So that's machine running time is, and even then performance of the machine could be would be certainly lower than machine running time actually, because prolonged use, or if there's a human intervention, then it's quite possible that your machine running time is dependent on the performance of the man machine system. So machine running time at certain standard. So अगर आपका ये 8 hours है तो ये शायद 3 घंटे या 4 घंटे के आसपास आ सकता है, depending on the performance. So this is something interesting, and I found it worth sharing. So we go ahead and talk about some indexes. So there are 3 indexes: machine utilization index, so it is the ratio of machine running time divided by machine available time. Then you have machine efficiency index, which is ratio of machine running time by machine running time at standard, we can say that. To machine running time. So if you, I'll discuss the differences also. I'll just write these indexes first. Then machine effective utilization index. So it's a ratio of machine running time at standard divided by machine available time. Now let's see this machine utilization index and machine efficiency index. What's the difference between the two? Here, machine running time and machine available time. So machine running time is the time for which machine runs even at whatever performance it is running. Okay, divided by the machine available time. So machine available time, which also includes your idle time, ancillary time, and the machine downtime. So ये सारी चीजें आ जाती हैं. So utilization index में क्या problem है? Why so many indexes are there? क्योंकि एक इंडेक्स कंप्लीटली पिक्चर नहीं दिखाता है। आपका यूटिलाइजेशन इंडेक्स क्या दिखाता है? बेसिकली ये दिखा रहा है आपका मशीन यूटिलाइजेशन इंडेक्स के नो मैटर हाउ गुड और बैड यू आर, आप काम कर रहे हैं। ओके, इट्स लाइक के यू बीन आस्क्ड टू वर्क फॉर 8 hours इन अ डे, या आपको बोला गया है कि आप पढ़ाई करिए, योर मदर फादर और एट योर होम यू बीन आस्क्ड टू स्टडी फॉर अप टू 12 o'clock. I think you probably much when you were much younger, those situations you might have seen. But then आप 3 घंटे 4 घंटे बैठे हैं बुक ओपन करके, बट एक्चुअली आप कितना पढ़ रहे हैं? You don't know, nobody knows that, okay, except you. So आप according to parents आप 4 घंटे पढ़े वहां बैठे थे, तो they are satisfied. But how much has gone in your mind? Nobody knows except you, right? So that utilization index will be high, but problem is के आपने कितनी अच्छी पढ़ाई करी, उसके लिए आप आइए बात efficiency index की, कि machine running time at standard. So what is machine running time at standard means excluding the low performance. कि had you been if your आपकी performance बहुत अच्छी होती है, अगर मान लीजिए बेस्ट जो भी है, अगर आप 4 घंटे पढ़े हैं तो एक्चुअली में आपने जो भी पढ़ाई करी है 4 घंटे में वो सारी यू हैव absorbed it rightly, और अगर जो भी पढ़ा है आपने उसका एग्जाम लिया जाए तो आप 100 में से 100 लेके आएंगे। ओके, सो देन इन दैट केस आपकी परफॉर्मेंस विल बी वेरी हाई. सो मशीन रनिंग टाइम विल बी इक्वल टू मशीन रनिंग स्टैंडर्ड टाइम इन दैट केस. ठीक है, सो आपके मशीन एफिशिएंसी इंडेक्स 1 आ जाएगा. बट अगर जनरली क्या होता है कि रनिंग टाइम में मशीन रनिंग टाइम में लो परफॉर्मेंस भी होती है मशीन की, तो आपका न्यूमरेटर जो है छोटा हो जाता है. सो एज वी कैन सी दैट मशीन रनिंग टाइम इज एक्चुअली समेशन ऑफ मशीन रनिंग टाइम एट स्टैंडर्ड प्लस द टाइम लॉस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द लो परफॉर्मेंस. ठीक है, तो आपकी एफिशिएंसी इंडेक्स यही दिखाता है. अगर आपका मशीन रनिंग टाइम इज इक्वल टू मशीन रनिंग एट स्टैंडर्ड तो आपकी एफिशिएंसी 1 हो जाती है. Then you have machine effective utilization index, which is machine running time at standard divided by the machine available time. तो आपको इट्स लाइक के मैंने 1 घंटे प्रोडक्शन किया और बहुत अच्छा प्रोडक्शन किया पूरी एफिशिएंसी के साथ, बट एक्चुअली में आपको तो 8 घंटे के लिए अवेलेबल है मशीन, आपने 1 ही घंटे के अच्छा प्रोडक्शन अच्छा किया. आपको पूरे 8 घंटे अगर देखे जाए तो आपने 8 घंटे में कितना अच्छा प्रोडक्शन किया, तो आपके लिए थर्ड इंडेक्स है. सो दैट इज आपने यूटिलाइजेशन कितना किया है आपने. सो दैट्स व्हाई नथिंग कैन बी व्यूड फ्रॉम वन इंडेक्स, उसके लिए अलग अलग इंडेक्स की बात करनी पड़ती है. लाइक आवर इकोनॉमी आल्सो हैज मल्टीपल इंडेक्सेस. A student is also judged not only on the basis of CGPA but many other things. ओके, जॉब आप कोई नया घर खरीदते हैं तो या कोई नई कार खरीदते हैं तो उसके भी अलग अलग इंडेक्सेस होते हैं. तो सिमिलरली हियर एज वेल वी हैव मल्टीपल इंडेक्सेस. नाउ वी कम टू द टर्म ऑफ restricted work. So restricted work is a work in which the output of worker is limited by factors outside the control of the worker. It's like output of worker is restricted by factors outside the control of the worker. Can anyone give an example? Like you have done method study and soon you'll be doing time study also. So from your observations, कैन एनीवन टेल कि आपने जब कोई ऐसा काम किया या ऑब्जर्व किया कि जिसमें वर्कर के आउटसाइड की कंट्रोल के बाहर की बात है?
सर पावर फेलियर.
I mean, we are talking about work over here, not power failure. Okay, you can say कि हाँ ठीक है, power failure हो गई, मशीन ही नहीं चली तो मेरी गलती क्या है, right? So, okay,
Yes, sir.
it can be considered. Okay, so let's take an example. I'll share the screen from another one. So this, you can see that cycle time is 1.36 minutes. मतलब जब वर्क बनना स्टार्ट होता है, like when you start working on an work piece, और जब वो कंप्लीट हो जाता है पूरा, that is इनपुट से लेकर के आउटपुट तक, साइकिल टाइम इज 1.36 मिनट. नाउ उस 1.36 मिनट में you can see here that we have divided the complete cycle time into two parts: machine control time and outside work. Outside work मतलब मशीन के बाहर का काम. It could be like के आपको एक ऑब्जेक्ट है, उसको बेंड करना है, वो बेंड करने के बाद उसमें स्लॉटिंग करनी है या ड्रिलिंग करनी है, तो वो ऑपरेशन मशीन में होगा. तो आपको एक वर्क पीस रेडी करना है पहले मैनुअली जब वो वर्क पीस रेडी हो जाएगा, आप उसको मशीन में डालेंगे, फिर उस पे मशीन वर्क करेगी, राइट? सो यू कैन इमेजिन दैट काइंड ऑफ सिचुएशन. सो आउटसाइड वर्क इज 0.56 मिनट और मशीन कंट्रोल टाइम इज 0.8 मिनट इन दैट. तो पूरा टोटल जो साइकिल टाइम है उसमें इतना है. नाउ उसको फर्दर हम स्प्लिट करते हैं मशीन कंट्रोल टाइम को इनसाइड वर्क एंड अनऑक्यूपाइड टाइम. Outside work is mostly manual. Inside work is the time during which the workpiece is worked on the machine, and unoccupied time is the machine remains unoccupied but for certain time. Now here operative is not working. The dotted line shows that operative is not working. He's just sitting idle and watching the workpiece getting worked. And in this part of the time, the operative is working on the machine. So you can say this part, dotted part, is automatic, which machine is taking care of, while the gray part over here or the dark part over here of the inside work is the time. So we can broadly say that a worker has to do two type of jobs. One is outside work, where he does not interact with machine, he works on the job. While he's also working on the job, he's using the machine, that is the inside work. And that part of the job where only machine is working and the worker is not working is the unoccupied time. Now ideally, what could be the situation? What should be the situation is that it's just like pump, you can say. So as an industrial engineer, what one should try to attempt is that first thing, this pump should be pushed inside, like this particular this shaft, it's a kind of a shaft, it should be pushed inside. What would happen if this shaft goes inside? Physically, what would it mean? Physically, it would mean that whatever work is there is no outside work. All work is inside work, that is machine control time only. We are going more towards automation. That means, okay, the more manual work is involved, that means you have not automated or you have not standardized the job, or there's too much movement involved. so that this part outside work should be minimized. So the idea is to push this shaft inside the barrel. So this white part can be considered as a barrel and it should be pushed inside. The second thing that as an industrial engineer one should do is, so this would what would the first thing do is the unoccupied time of the worker would be reduced. The second thing is to reduce the machine then let's say this this part is totally removed. Now only white part is left. That means your complete cycle time belongs to machine control time only. Now the next step for an industrial engineer would be to reduce the cycle time, that is the shorten the size of the barrel by automating more and more and reducing the cycle time. So that should be the, and then reduce the inside work as well. So first reduce the outside work, then reduce the inside work. If the inside work is reduced, the cycle time would get reduced and you will be, so that's what actually happened in the fully automated companies. This is what happens, your outside and inside work are minimized, so labor work is reduced in that. Okay, so any doubts in this till now? Okay, so the next thing that we do is one worker, one machine concept. We talk about one worker, one machine. So basically, machine control time, as we have seen, is the time taken to complete that part of the work cycle which is determined by the technical factors peculiar to the machine. Okay, so or the process we can say. So that's totally, you can say, governed by that machine. Now it has inside two components: unoccupied time of the worker and inside work. Okay, so and the outside work comprises elements which are necessary to be performed by a worker outside the machine, and inside work comprises those elements which can be performed by a worker within the machine control time. Okay, so this we have already talked about. Now because of this restricted work, we have to give relaxation allowances.
Sir, are you presenting your screen?
No, I'm not presenting anything right now.
Okay, sir.
So I'm just doing a talk. So can anyone think कि इससे worker को disadvantage क्या है? Why we need to analyze the restricted work? Can anyone think कि इससे problem क्या है worker को? Like why do we need to discuss it at all? What is the implication of this on the standard time? Okay, what is the implication of this on the rating? I'll give a statement that in restricted work, it is essential that the personal needs allowance and the fatigue allowance be calculated separately. Can anyone tell why? जो allowance होती है उसका calculation किस पे होता है? How do you calculate the allowances? Of course, we know the percentage. In percentage, we multiply it with the basic time, or you can say जो cycle time है. Now the cycle time is actually inclusive of the machine also. If the machine is slow, or if there's a lot of interaction, we can see that the worker is unoccupied for certain amount of time. He may be a very good worker. Outside work जो इसने किया है बहुत अच्छे से किया है. जो outside work है जिसमें machine interaction नहीं है वो बहुत अच्छे से किया है इसने. But as soon as he starts interacting with machine, his efficiency his rating comes down. उसकी rating नीचे आती है तो he is not responsible for that. Rating नीचे क्यों आ सकती है? Because machine का जो output है, the machine is not that fast, or the kind of work which is being done by the machine is governing his piece rate, कि भाई वो कितना बना रहा है एक दिन में, कितना प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है, या फिर जो उसके अलाउंसेस हैं वो हम गवर्न कर रहे हैं टोटल साइकिल टाइम के बेसिस पे. ओके, नाउ इट इज आल्सो पॉसिबल इन अदर वे कि वो मशीन बहुत फास्ट है. ओके, सो नॉट गिविंग एनफ टाइम फॉर हिम टू रिलैक्स, दैट्स आल्सो क्वाइट पॉसिबल. तो अनऑक्यूपाइड टाइम नहीं है मान लीजिए, so that also is an issue. So पूरे साइकिल टाइम पे अगर आपको लगाना है, so is it a good idea to apply allowances on the complete cycle time जिसमें मशीन भी इन्वॉल्व है?
Sir, for that only we break into elements, right?
Yeah.
So sir, जहाँ पे मशीन वाला एलिमेंट रहेगा उसमें अलाउंस दे देंगे, बाकी में नहीं देंगे.
So we can see that I'll say that again, in the restricted work it is essential that the personal needs allowance and the fatigue allowance be calculated separately. Okay, because because the personal needs allowances has to be calculated not simply on the elements of the manual work contained in the work cycle, but on the whole of the cycle time. पर्सनल जो पर्सनल नीड्स अलाउंस है उसमें यही नहीं देखना है कि वर्कर कितनी देर इन्वॉल्व है, मशीन, उसमें पूरा देखना चाहिए आपको साइकिल टाइम. कहने की बात यह है कि पूरे साइकिल टाइम में आप देखिए उसके अंदर कि वो मशीन के साथ कितना इन्वॉल्वमेंट है उसका, कितना उसका मशीन के साथ इन्वॉल्वमेंट नहीं है. तो अगर आप साइकिल टाइम का मान लीजिए. हाँ
सर, लेकिन सर बेसिकली साइकिल टाइम में तो सारा एक साथ कैलकुलेट होता है ना.
हाँ, तो आई एम जस्ट पुटिंग द टू एस्पेक्ट्स इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. एक एस्पेक्ट ये है कि मान लीजिए साइकिल टाइम 10 मिनट्स है, ठीक है, 10 मिनट्स में से 2 मिनट्स अनऑक्यूपाइड टाइम है, बाकी 8 मिनट्स ऑक्यूपाइड टाइम है. तो आपको 8 मिनट्स पे लगाना चाहिए अलाउंस, या आपको 10 मिनट्स पे अलाउंस लगाना चाहिए, क्योंकि आप परसेंटेज निकालेंगे तो ऑब्वियसली 10 मिनट्स की परसेंटेज ज्यादा आएगी. सो अलाउंस 8 मिनट्स का होना चाहिए या 10 मिनट्स का होना चाहिए, जो पर्सनल नीड्स या फटीग अलाउंस है.
सर 8 मिनट्स पे.
तो आपको कम मिलेगा, फिर इसका मतलब अलाउंस कम मिलेगा.
सर बट अगर 10 मिनट्स में अगर डाल रहे हैं तो उसके अंदर तो मशीन का टाइम कैलकुलेटेड है ना सर. वो जो
अनऑक्यूपाइड है, but at the same time he is responsible there, he is still standing there, there is a fatigue involved. Okay, there is a personal need involvement also. So दो तरीके के allowances हैं जो यहाँ पे आपको अप्लाई करने हैं, स्पेशली व्हेन यू हैव रेस्ट्रिक्टेड वर्क लाइक दिस. तो द थिंग इज कि ये 10 मिनट्स पे देखा जाना चाहिए, पूरे साइकिल टाइम पे देखा जाना चाहिए, ना कि सिर्फ उतने टाइम पे कि जितने टाइम वर्कर काम कर रहा है. उसका जो साइकिल टाइम है पूरा माना जाना चाहिए जब आप फटीग अलाउंस निकालते हैं, बिकॉज if you are unoccupied that does not mean you are not getting tired. Are you getting it? Or
Yes.
if like you have to visit washroom 3 times during 8 hours, so it does not mean that if you are unoccupied that that time should not be counted. So I think that's clear, right? Okay, so that's it for today, and I'll send you quiz now, all of you.